I'm fired up and ready to go. It's such an awesome day in Colleton County School District, and I just want to begin by saying to Dr. Foster and the Board of Trustees, thank you so much for entrusting me with the precious commodities of this district, our 6,000 plus students, and these wonderful teachers and support staff and bus drivers and custodian and food service workers. And we're going to have a great year in Colleton County School District and continue about the business, and that is the outcomes of all the students, all the students that we serve every day. As we were planning for this back to school celebration, I kept hearing, who should we get for a keynote speaker? Who should this person be? Who can we get to motivate and inspire and continue the good work of all of you here in this district? Yesterday, I got the most amazing phone call before I left my office. And this man said to me, I just have to say something about a guidance counselor. And you know, my first response was, oh my gosh, year's just beginning and here's a parent. But he said, I just want you to know you have an amazing, amazing guidance counselor, and you need to recognize her and make sure that she got the credit because she assisted my son and helped my son. So to all the wonderful people like Ms. Liscombe, let's continue for us to get this wonderful. So in that vein, I have the pleasure of introducing and reintroducing to some of you Edward L. Surratt. Edward L. Surratt is a native of Lincoln Town, North Carolina. Mr. Surratt is one of the state's greatest movers and shakers who not only empowers, but engages audience on a national level. Mr. Surratt recently transitioned from a director's position in the state of South Carolina to a man that symbolizes the epitome of character and magnifies the power to effectively be a leader among leaders. Mr. Surratt has worked tirelessly with youth and adults for the past 20 years throughout the country. His efforts have afforded him the ability to work with the Boys and Girls Club of America, communities and schools, national campaign to prevent teen pregnancy, American Red Cross, NAACP, and the United Way, as well as various religious organizations, just to name a few. Mr. Surratt is a certified empowerment coach and is the founder and CEO of Edward L. Enterprises, Inc. Not only does Mr. Surratt provide empowerment coaching, but he provides an array of power-packed workshops and keynote speeches that are sure to motivate and inspire those to reach and operate at their highest level of potential. Mr. Surratt isn't just a powerful speaker and a coach, but he's an author. He just released his first book entitled 3 Weeks to a Focused Future. And this book provides daily principles that will allow you to focus on your goals and succeed in life and in the classroom. So prepare yourself for the journey of a lifetime, because Mr. Surratt's aim is to eradicate the societal ills that plague many of our neighborhoods by the power of positive thinking through a focused mind. So remember that Edward L. Surratt says, your altitude will have no ending if your attitude has a positive beginning. Welcome back to the stage for some of you, Mr. Edward L. Surratt.
Wow, I am so excited to be back at Colleton County District School. I'm just excited to be here. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. Y'all doing all right? Yeah. Make sure, you know. I want to thank Dr. Foster for asking me to come back. You know, I think beyond a shadow of a doubt, and I traveled quite extensively over the past year and been in several schools. And I'm saying this not because I'm in Colleton County right now, but I'm saying it because I believe it to be true. The Colleton County School District is the best district. Is the best, not only in South Carolina, but I've traveled up and down the East Coast, and I have yet to find a school district with this much energy. So give yourselves a hand. Now, that's not the kind of hand that I was expecting when I was congratulating you on being the school district. Now you have to work with me now. Now last year, I told Dr. Foster, I said, you know, I'm excited. I have about 90 minutes. He said, don't do that. He said, I'm giving you 30. You can have 45, but don't do 90. This year I'm doing 90. He said he wanted you out before 11. Tonight. But I'm excited. I'm excited to be here because I am just, you know, as I was talking to Dr. Foster, he was telling me the theme for this year and coming Happy New Year, I began to think about it being a new year. I became excited because I was thinking about what happens each new year. Each new year brings about new changes and new challenges, and not only in our own lives, but in the school system. New challenges each and every year, and I know how it is. On January the 1st, everybody's talking about Happy New Year, and everybody's excited, and everybody's making up all these excuses, all these resolutions, all these things that they want to do, and all these things they want to achieve, and come January 31st, the momentum is gone. You start out with a bang, I'm going to lose weight, and the momentum is gone. I'm still trying to get that one down. I hadn't got that one down yet, but I'm getting there. But as we talk about the new year and the new beginning, and I want to know, are you excited about the new year? I said, are you excited about the new year? Wait a minute. Talk to me. Excited about the new year. How about Hendersonville Elementary? Blackstreet! Bells Elementary! Northside! Where's Northside? Thunderbolt? That's all right. How about the food service? Do you hear? That's what I'm talking about. Special services. Let's get started. What about the technology center? Okay, I thought y'all was fired up early. What happened? Y'all done lost your fire already? College County Middle School. I'm excited this year. Let me tell you why. Last year, the district office was like, Wait, Terry, I got you. Wait, Terry, I got you. Wait, just work with me, Terry. This is my show now, okay? But last year, the district office was like, we're happy, we're excited, yay. Go. But this year, the district office is on fire. Let me hear the district office. Terry, my show. I got better ratings. We'll talk afterwards. Now, I know I left out one group. I left out one group, didn't I? Cottesville! Cottesville, good. Now that's all the schools, right? I got Forest Hills. I didn't even, wait, hold up now. Y'all tell me I'm leaving out people. I think I got everybody. But the group, my friends, took a picture with y'all earlier. I want to see that picture later on. I'm on Facebook, Edward L, middle initials L, Surratt, S-U-R-R-A-T-T. So go ahead and, hook it up and, all that good stuff. But I'm excited to be back this year. I mean, really excited because I think this is the most talent I've seen in a school. And I'll tell you, I've been up and down the East Coast over the last year. And I haven't seen this much talent in one place. So, I mean, the students are just phenomenal. As an educator, and you do know that you all are educators, right?
That's right.
I mean, every one of you are educators. You do know that, right? Because when you think about an educator, it doesn't matter what position you hold, but you are an educator because it was an educator that drove me to school when I was in elementary. You see, Miss Beaver was my bus driver. Bus 43, made sure I got back and forth to school. That was my educator. It was an educator named Miss Doris that made sure I had something to eat. Every day I walked through the lunchroom line and she said, baby, come on and get something to eat. You see, it was an educator by the name of Mr. Elmore that said, look at here, watch out what you're doing because I'm sweeping these halls and you got to watch out for the trash. And it was an educator by the name of Mr. Lowe who said, look at here, this is how you play in physical education and you learn to play together. It was an educator that told me that I can do anything I put my mind to. Her name was Miss Scabo. Miss Scabo said, you know what, I am so excited and proud of you. She said, because you have achieved things that other students wish they could have. You've gone places that others wish they could have gone. You've met people that others wish they would have met, all because you put your mind to it, and that's what an educator does. An educator educates, an educator inspires, an educator motivates, an educator empowers others, especially the students, to be better, to be greater than they were last year, to be greater than they were the day before, to be greater in the afternoon than they were when they came in this morning. Because you have those students that come in the morning and they come in, Lord have mercy. Mama got on my nerves, my brother done made me mad, and I don't feel like seeing no teacher today. But it's the teachers, it's the educators, it's the bus drivers, it's the janitors, it's the ones in the lunchroom, it's the ones that greet them in the hall, it's the ones that says, you know what, have a great day. How you doing on today? And that's the difference that it makes when that student comes in and their head is held down. But when you talk to them, you lift them up, and by the end of the school, they've been walking around with their head held up, saying, you know what? It's because of Mr. Bradley that I am feeling better today. You see, it was a school teacher that told me, she said, Edward, you keep running your mouth in school, you're going to cause trouble everywhere you go. And you know what? I seen Miss Brooks a couple years ago. And I told Miss Brooks, I said, thank you so much. She said, what did I do? Because she didn't like me very well. Okay, like all y'all students, right? Come on. I know, they'll keep looking straight ahead. No, look to the side, because you don't want Dr. Foster to know that you don't like some of your students. But see, I was one of those students who was kind of rambunctious. I was one of those students who had the potential, but I didn't apply it like I should have. I was one of those students that had all the potential, everything that you can imagine, but I didn't apply it like I should have.
Come on.
I was one of those students who said, you know what? If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. I don't care. But I had the potential, but no one was there to push me. No one was there to coach me. No one was there to say, you know what, Edward, you can do this. But it was one day Miss Brooks took me, who was in the class, and she said, you keep running your mouth. 30 years ago, you can talk like that. You keep running your mouth in class, you're going to cause trouble everywhere you go. Because you have a bad attitude. I didn't have a bad attitude. I never had a bad attitude. I just talked a lot. Just talked a lot. But she said, you keep talking, your talking is going to get you in trouble. And you know what? My talking gets me in trouble everywhere I go, Terry. Because now I can go up and down, travel the country, talking. I can go all over the country talking, and I get paid to talk. I get paid to motivate. I get paid to inspire. I get paid to empower those I come in contact with. And just like you, You see, there's something special on the inside of each and every one of you. There's something special that you possess. There's something special that you have on the inside of you that lets every student know, you know what? I'm coming to school because why? I get to touch the teacher. I get to see the teacher. Because if I can see the teacher, everything is going to be all right. If I can just walk the halls of Hendersonville Elementary, everything is going to be all right. Talk to me. You get the students who say, you know what, if I can just get to the high school, y'all catching on, aren't you? All right, y'all working with me now, all right. But if I can just get to the high school, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that everything is going to be all right. If I can just make it to Forest Hills Elementary. You see, I having all these problems at home, and you know, things aren't going right. My dad is not in the house, and my mom is hit and miss, and my brothers are acting up. But if I can just get to the middle school, if I can just get on the bus. I know the bus driver is going to make everything all right. You do it because you care. You do it because you care. Give yourselves a hand because you care. I know you're thinking, like, why in the world did he give us all that? And what does that have to do with me? And how is he going to motivate me? Because school starts Monday, and I need to go back to my classroom because things aren't correct yet. And if Dr. Foster comes and he sees it's not correct yet, he may say something that I don't have time to be hearing all of that. I need to get my classroom in order, so I wish this man would hurry up. I'm going to take my time. I didn't drive 3.5 hours here to rush. But nevertheless, I want to share with you the impact that you have on those you come in contact with. Not just your students, but the impact you have on one another.
All right.
Because as educators, you're not only educating, you're not only helping the students achieve greatness, but you're helping each other achieve greatness. Regardless of your title, regardless of your position, you are still helping each other achieve greatness. Would you not agree? No, let me put it like this. Let me share it with you like this. You see, if the bus drivers don't pick the students up, and take them to the elementary schools, the elementary schools can't teach them and prepare them for the middle schools, and the middle school can't properly teach and prepare them for the high school. If they can't get the proper lunch during lunchtime, everything is going in the wrong direction. But then you got to have the backing of the district office. Tell me about it, Terry. Am I right? That's what I'm talking about. But it's a brand new year, and it's a brand new beginning. And with a brand new beginning, I want to give you 3 nuggets, and I'm going to get out of your way. I'm going to give you 3 nuggets. And I want to share something with you this morning. I want to share why you should be excited about this new year. I'm going to say Happy New Year, Happy New Year. But why should you be excited about this new year? Why is it that you are equipped to have a successful year? You are equipped to have a successful year because of your DNA. Now, I'm not talking about the DNA that Brandy Bozeman teaches over at the high school. That went straight up your heads, didn't it? Unless I had the wrong name. I'm not talking about the DNA that Brandy Bozeman teaches at the high school. But I'm talking about your DNA. And your DNA is nothing but your directives necessary for achievement. That's what I'm talking about. Your directives necessary for achievement. I'm not talking about the DNA where you're going over. You are not the Father. I'm sorry. Y'all didn't see that, did you? But I'm talking about your directives necessary for achievement. Directives can be defined as instruction or guide or to indicate instructions. And your directives should be so clear for the new year that with each student you encounter, you're able to guide them in a direction that sets them on the path to success. Your directives should be so clear that everyone knows that you're focused and determined to have a successful year. You see, in my book, I have 21 principles in my book, and one of the principles says, you've come this far. You've come this far. You see, a lot of people give up before they even get started. School starts on Monday and some of you dread it already. Let's keep it real. But you should be excited because why? Now you have the opportunity once again to make a difference in the life of a child. You have the opportunity. You are the difference that makes a difference. It's in your DNA. You should be inspired to go even further. You should be inspired. You know what? The first day of school is Monday. Now, I just can't wait because I'm so inspired. Every student I want to come in contact with is going to be the next. Whether you're teaching them in the classroom or whether you're serving them in the lunchroom, you should be inspired to let them know that they are the best. They are the best. Let them know that you're expecting great things out of them. I don't care where they come from. I don't care if there's a father in the penitentiary or a mother on the street. Let them students know you expect nothing but greatness out of them. Why? Because there's greatness on the inside of each and every one of those students. And you start speaking greatness over them now, and later on they'll thank you.
That's right.
They'll thank you. I shared with you last year how I spoke at a school and there was a student in the back of the class and he sit back there like this, like, yeah, whatever. And after we talked, I said, man, what's wrong? He said, when are you coming back? I know I'm sharing this again, but I got to share it for a reason now. You see, he said, when are you coming back? He said, you just like everybody else to come and speak. You come speak, get your high fives and take a check and you go home. We never hear from you again. I said, wait a minute, hold up. Now, yeah, I have a busy schedule, but I got his number and I was texting him back and forth. And last year, he entered his first year at North Carolina Central University in Durham, North Carolina. But I'm proud to say, this young man, by all accounts, was destined to fail. This young man, by all accounts, was destined for the penal system. This young man, by all accounts, was destined to be 6 feet under. But I want you to know his first year in college, he was on the dean's list each and every time. His dad sent me a letter from prison thanking me for speaking greatness over his son.
That's right.
Y'all didn't hear that. I said his dad in prison. When your directives are clear, you're able to speak greatness. And not only are you able to speak those great things, but you're able to follow up.
That's right.
You see, it's one thing to tell a child he is destined for greatness or she's destined for greatness, but it's another thing when you're following up, asking them, how are you doing? It's one thing when you go in that class and say, how is my daughter doing? How is she doing? It's one thing you taught a child in elementary, but now you're going to the middle school, you say, you know what? How is Carlisle doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your directives has to be clear. But not only that, it has to be necessary. Necessary can be defined as being absolutely essential or needed to achieve a certain result. What is that one thing that is essential for you to have a successful year? More money, right? Okay, I got it. Yeah. Okay. You see, most time when I say more money, the place goes crazy. Because, you know, you're not doing it for the money. I know that. But judging by your reaction, you're getting paid very well. They got real quiet, they didn't. They got real quiet, real quiet. But what's necessary? What's necessary to make you want to be successful day in and day out? You must be determined. There has to be a determination that's going to cause you to be, that's going to cause that necessity. You have to be determined. And you must be determined to lead your students all through a new year, because determination is not being limited by your own self-talk, doubting your abilities. Determination is pushing past what you think your own limits are and reaching new heights by always moving forward. Do you have the determination this morning to move forward? Do you have the determination to push your children, push that child to the next level of greatness? Do you have it, Colin and County? In my book, I use a lot of analogies about, athletics. And one of the things I talk about, you got to know why you're in the race. The race car drivers or the ones who run sprints, they know why they're in the race. What is your purpose for teaching?
All right.
Well, what is your purpose for educating these students? What is your purpose for coming to work every day for the next 180 days? What is your purpose? It's not to come and get a paycheck. If it's to come and get a paycheck, I'm going to say this, and I hope Dr. Foster don't mind, but if you coming to get a paycheck, you need to go ahead and turn your resignation in right now. I'm just keeping it real. This is about educating our kids. Are you determined? Is your purpose so clear that, you know what, I'm going to make a difference in that child's life? Every child that I come in contact with, whether he or she is in my room or not, I'm going to make a difference in their life. I'm going to make a difference because I know that child has in them what it takes to be great.
That's right.
How many of you can say that, you know what, I'm going to make a difference because I am the difference that makes a difference in the lives of those I come in contact with? How many of you can say that I'm going to make that difference? You see, it's not cool just to come to school. It's fun. It's exciting. But what's more exciting than preparing greatness for the future?
All right.
What's more exciting than watching that child grow? What's more exciting than instilling in someone that says, you know what? I know you can make it. I talk to a lot of kids. They say, Mr. Edward, I want to be the next LeBron. I want to be the next. And I often tell them, I said, okay, LeBron is good. He's good. But Dan Gilbert is great. How many of you know who Dan Gilbert is? Woo! Thank you. And see, a lot of the kids, they look at me going, Mr. Edward, what are you talking about? LeBron, he's on the court, he's doing this, he's doing that. Yeah, he's the man, he's the man. He's making $100 million a year, he's the man, he's this, that, that. I said, that's cool. But Dan Gilbert's making $4 billion a year. He owns the team. You see, we need to start teaching our kids that their goals should be higher than 10 feet. Start teaching them that their goals should be longer than 100 yards, because anybody can run up and down the field, but it takes a special person to own the team. Let our kids know, you know what? Each team has to have a doctor. You can be a team doctor. Sitting on the side, I'm making a couple $1 million a year, doing nothing. He hurt, get my staff over there. There are team lawyers. A lot of our kids don't understand that. But when you know what's necessary for that achievement aspect of it, when you know what's necessary in your DNA, you will start instilling greatness in your students. Because oftentimes, NBA stands for no bank account. NFL, no friends left. But you need to be determined to make a difference in the life of a child. I tell you, you got to be directives, necessary. And then that last word is achievement. Achievement can be defined as something done successfully by effort, courage, or skill. All of you have achieved greatness. Every person under the sound of my voice has already achieved greatness, but it doesn't stop there. I know you went to school, you got your degree, and now you're teaching, you've been teaching, you're educating, you're doing all these great things, but it doesn't stop there. Your new year has started off with achievement like no other. And you have successfully entered into a new beginning. And this new beginning is going to allow you to have a successful year like never before. Your DNA says, you know what? I am going to have a successful year because my year has already started off successful. Why? One, I'm happily employed, and now I get to shape the minds of the future. I get to inspire the young people. I get to let them know that they are important. I need to let them know they are special. I need to let them know they can achieve greatness. I can let them know that no matter what comes their way, I got their back. How many of you got your students back? You see, the new beginning will allow you to have a successful year like no other. You see, it's in your DNA, David Parker, to have a year free of accidents. It's in Trevor Owens' DNA to have a successful school year. It's in Jimmy Capers' DNA to have a school that's talk to me. Jimmy, talk to me. Can I hear it? The group that represents Jimmy Capers. Come on now. Okay, let me try this again. If I'm calling out somebody that's in your school, in your department, let me hear some noise. I got about 10 more minutes now. I promise I'm going to be through. Now, it's in David Parker's DNA to have a year free from accident. It's in Trevor Owens' DNA. It's in Jimmy Capers' DNA to have a It's in Matthew Brandy's DNA to have a successful school year. It's in LaSonia Coulter's DNA. It's in Megan Claudi's DNA. How about Brittany Wanger? Danielle Atkins? It's in your DNA to have a successful school year. I think my ratings just went down. But it's in your DNA to have a successful school year. Your DNA, your directives necessary for achievement. And when I think about achievement, I think about every one of you in here, even everyone on the panel. I think about what they have achieved. And last night I was thinking, I said, you know what? I was talking to Dr. Faust, and I'm like, what makes you so smart? He's a brilliant man. He really is. But congratulations too, sir. Last year. Give it up, come on, give it up, yeah. But I was thinking, I said, what makes Dr. Foster so focused? What makes him so determined to have a successful year? What makes him so focused on making sure that the school year, everybody is in place? What makes him so focused on making sure that every school is on point? What makes him so focused on making sure every teacher, every educator, every bus driver, every lunchroom worker, what makes him so focused to making sure that this is going to be an awesome school year? You know what? I said, I need to have a talk with Dr. Foster. I said, Dr. Foster, teach me. What is it that makes you, what's your drive that makes you want to have a successful school year? What's your drive for every school? What is your drive? He said, Surratt, you really want to know? I said, yes, I got to know because what you're doing is phenomenal. What you achieved is phenomenal. How do I get there, Dr. Foster? He said, I tell you what. He said, if you're really determined on getting there, if you really want to know how I got there, he said, meet me at Edisto Beach at 4 a.m. in the morning. I said, huh? He said, meet me at Edisto Beach at 4 a.m. in the morning. I said, okay, because I want to learn from the best. Y'all hear me? I said, I want to learn from the best. So I got up and I said, you know what? I'm going to Edisto Beach. I'm going to meet Dr. Foster. He's going to teach me things. I'm going to go back to North Carolina. I'm going to travel on this year because I'm going to have Dr. Foster's imprint in me, and I'm going to be able to share. I'm going to be able to motivate. I'm going to be able to inspire. I'm going to be able to empower. I was excited. I was ready. I get to the beach. I'm dressed in my best suit, looking good. Dr. Foster was in the water. I said, wait a minute, hold up. I said, Do you want to learn? I said, yes, sir, I want to know. I want to know what drives you. I want to know what makes you. I want to know what is that driving point. He said, come out in the water. I'm looking good in my best suit. I stepped out in the water. He says, come out a little further. I'm like, this man crazy, man. I step out a little bit further in the water, and the water's up to my waist. Now, mind you, I can't swim. Dr. Foster's in the water just having fun. He said, come on out a little further. And I'm like, okay, this man is crazy. This man has lost his mind, but he's the best, and I got to learn from the best. I want to know his drive. I want to know what makes him tick. I want to know how he's so successful. He says, come out a little bit further. So I got out a little bit further. The water was up to my chest, and I'm like, wait a minute, Dr. Foster, I can't swim. He said, but I know you want to learn. I said, yes, I want to learn. He said, come out a little bit further. I had to think about that. And I'm like, wait a minute, I can't swim. He's out here having fun. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm dressed in a nice suit. But I'm learning from the best. I want y'all to understand, you have the best. I want y'all to understand that. So he says, come out a little bit further. So I went out a little bit further, and I was like, wait a minute, the water was up to my nose. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute, hold up, time out, Dr. Foster. Now, have you lost your mind? I know you're successful. I know you're the best. I know you are the top of your class. I know you graduated. I know you went to all these schools. I know you've done all these things. I know you're pushing your people. I know you have been successful everywhere you went. I want to learn from you, but I don't want to die learning. Dr. Foster takes me on, takes my hand, and he pushes it on the water. And I'm like, this man has lost his mind. I'm struggling. I'm fighting. I'm trying my best to grab him. As I catch my breath, I'm fighting, trying to get up out of the water. I'm like, this man has lost his mind. But all the time I'm thinking he's the best at what he does. But I'm like, this man has to let me up. And I'm like, what is going on? Why is he doing this to me? And after a few seconds, he let me up. I said, man, are you crazy? He said, Surratt, when you was underwater, what did you want the most to do? I said, I wanted to breathe. He said, that's the difference right there. He said, that's why I'm so successful. He said, because I want each school to be so successful, and I want it as bad as I want to breathe. Just like each and every one of you. You should have it in your DNA to want it so bad for each student to succeed that you want it as bad as you want to breathe. You should have it so deep inside of you. You know what? That every student that walks through the door, you should be able to say, welcome, hello, how you doing? Because that's how bad you want them to succeed. You know they have greatness on the inside of them, and you want it as bad as you want to breathe. How many of you can say that I want each student that I come in contact with, I want them to succeed so bad that I want it as bad as I want to breathe? Taught me a very valuable lesson. Now, I know y'all looking, some of y'all looking kind of crazy. Like, did he really get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, go to Edisto Beach, and walk in the water in a suit? You figure it out. But it's in your DNA. Your directives necessary for achievement. It's in you. It's in each and every one of you. You see, if it wasn't for Miss Beaver driving me to school at Asbury Elementary, I wouldn't be here today. If it wasn't for Miss Scott telling me that I can be anything that I want to be if I put my mind to it, I wouldn't be here today. If it wasn't for Miss Doris feeding me lunch every day, I wouldn't be here today. If it wasn't for Dr. Martin Eady looking at me one day in his office after they called me to the office, I got in some trouble about some stuff that made me mad. Think about that. They said I did something that I didn't do. Anyway. But Dr. Eady told me, he said, you know what? He said, Surratt, I expect great things out of you. I was in 11th grade. What did you expect out of me? I don't even know who I am. But he said, I expect great things out of you. 48 years old. I've been able to travel. been able to go, been able to meet some of the greatest people, some of the greatest speakers, been able to travel to audiences, 5,000, 10,000 people. Some look at me like I'm crazy. Some are as excited as you are, but nobody's excited as Colleton County. Woo! I love coming to Colleton County. But I've been inspired. Each student in here that participated this morning, I've been inspired. You should be inspired too, because someone taught those students.
That's right.
Am I right about it?
Yeah.
Each student that participated, at one point in time, they had to go through the elementary schools. The bus had to pick them up. Some point in time, they had to have lunch in the lunchroom. They had to go to the middle school. And they made their way to the high school. And then some of them even walked across the stage to get that diploma. That's achievement right there. When you know your students went from the first grade to the 12th grade, and now they're entering in college this year, you ought to be happy as an educator that you have an impact on their lives. So, with that being said, I did good today. I have a lot more to say, but I promised Dr. Foster I'm going to keep it under 45 minutes. So, but with that being, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Let's hear from Black Street Elementary. Bells Elementary. Bells, y'all should be making the loudest noise because you're getting a new school, right? Let's hear from Bells Elementary. Collegeville. Hendersonville. Forest Hill. Thunderbolt. Okay, no problem, no problem. I got this. What about the food service? Transportation. Special services. Special services. All right. The Technology Center. Colleton County Middle School. Colleton County High School. The district office. The district office. Northside. Did I leave anybody out? Gastonia. Gastonia. You said, oh, custodian. You said Gastonia. Custodian. Now let's give yourselves a round of applause for this brand new year. Remember, now I do have, for those, I'm gonna share this with you too. I just got the email this morning. Share some with you. Share some with you. My book has been out a little over a year. I know some of you got it last year. I do have some to sell today, but I got an email this morning. I gotta plug my book now. Yes, right. But I got an email this morning. One of the organizations that I spoke at in Orlando, Florida, they're giving me an award for my book as an educator, because I've shared my book with a lot of nonprofits, and I've shared my book with a lot of alternative schools. And it has changed the lives of a lot of students in the alternative schools, just by helping them stay focused. And for that work, they're honoring my book and getting an award from the celebrity educators of Orlando, Florida. So I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about that. I just got the email this morning, so I'm excited about that. But again, I want to thank you, and I know this school year is going to be an awesome year. I know this school year is going to be one of the most successful school years that you ever had in your life. And I want you to understand one thing before I leave.